how did Goldheart's special ability actually work? And that is sort of a very interesting question because the first time you met Goldheart in the show, specifically the pilot episode, that everybody assumed Goldheart is sort of like maybe Superman because how he flies and glows. But when you introduce Miss Seed, how she's connected to Goldheart, how Goldheart connected to Dr. Flood, and sort of what Miss Seed stole the basically his project to advance her abilities to actually oppress Goldheart, be accepted in peace, ask a lot of questions how that works too, Goldheart. What I mean is that you don't know that Miss Seed's original special ability was turned to liquid to smoke. She never had to control people, just a very simple kind of power that could be completely useless if you're not creative with it. And this is the reason why she stole the formula from Dr. Flood. Even that the formula was completely half done, wasn't completely. And the original formula or the project Dr. Flood was doing is sort of like a plant that is attached to yourself but increase emotion, specifically hatred. And that's what basically what it does, but it never was fully completed. But this is the part that everybody points out that maybe because of that, this is the reason why the power of Miss Seed to control people belongs to Goldheart. And that's how his ability works. At least idea of it. But what if it's a different way? What if use all the five senses? Because let's face it, to control someone, you have to do something very specific, a sort of sound, smell, or something of five senses to actually make work your special ability. Of course, this is sort of my theory of how that actually works, or at least one of the five senses could be introduced in the next few episodes, or Miss Heat book that her sort of tell all story, but that book could be very tricky to read because most of it is sort of lies, half of it lies, half of the truth, in other words. So it's our job to read it and figure out what's the lie, what's the truth. But besides that, this is the first time on my channel. My name is Retro. I like to talk about animation. Not just animation, I like to do reviews, first impressions, cartoon theories, and I have some time left over if I have time cartoon breaking news. Of course, if you like what this going, it really helps if you put a like, comment, subscribe. At least one of those things because it really helps my channel to grow because we only have 800 some subscribers of this download this video downwards. But it really helps if you do put a like or subscribe or a comment. I'm just saying. But besides that, let's start with the theory. I think a good place to start is basically smell of one of five senses. What smell specifically is because how Missy used her abilities just using scent, but of course she turned liquid into smoke. So I'm guessing Goldheart have a very similar ability, or at least something close to that. Maybe he had to, I don't know, sweat or have this sort of weird scent to actually have some kind of control to the person. This is sort of makes sense that he going to city meet young heroes just to be near them enough to make him smell his own scent. I know it sounds weird, but sort of control or manipulate this sort of ability to control that person. I mean, it feels a lot of work to do if you have to do that, but at the same time, it sort of makes sense. Sorry, but at the same time, maybe it's not. Maybe it's something else. Maybe it's because it's the next what's the word I'm looking for? Senses is probably touch. If it's not smell, could be touch. Because easily you can touch someone just saying high five or shaking someone's hand or tapping someone in their own shoulder just to basically get them in control. In other words, this also explains how he had to be so friendly, so close to I'm safe. You can touch me, talk to me, get near me. To get close to that specific person to control it. I mean, it takes a little time, but it makes sense how very maybe charming and kind he really is to be approachable. And that sort of makes sense why his whole persona to be the golden child, that sort of sweet, wholesome man you want to meet and shake his hand. That could be a very smart strategy to use your living the ability to control people by touch. It's sort of clever and also kind of diabolical. That's kind of creepy at the same time. They actually give more layers to the character if they actually go that direction. Of course, we go to the next sense that could be interesting or a possibility. That would be sight that you can see, one of the five senses. What I mean is maybe he shines his golden kind of what rays he has. That actually is his ability activating to give you an illusion or help you go inside the person's mind to pretend to be nice, to be full control of you. That makes so much sense of the first episode, how we was her introduced of Goldheart, how he shines and talks, but at the same time he say whatever he wants because he has you in his sort of trap that he now is fully control on you, controlling your mind using sort of light. And that is still kind of disturbing in a way, but at the same time, a very interesting way to use his ability if they go that direction because usually just a scent or a kiss or eye contact, very sort of simple. Even anime doesn't go that far, but if they really want to be creative and show something more kind of visual, interesting, that could be very interesting a way to actually do it. That you give it that shiny big, hope, but it never was that hope. It was sort of an illusion to control you and make you sort of trapped in sort of place only Golden Heart knows how to use that word. So that's that could be kind of interesting in a way. Of course, let's talk about the next element. Hearing. Like say maybe his special ability can actually just voice activate it. Maybe he just need to be a wrong person to talk, or he had to ask sort of specific question to actually activate his ability. That's why he had to be so charming. That doesn't mean he had to be so quippy, so very go-getting type of guy that you want to talk to because you realize he's very friendly. That's enough to actually help him to control you with conversation. But at the same time, it's sort of kind of limited. That's why he needs to see face to face. That's sort of explain more about his plans, why he had to do it city by city, person by person. Takes a lot of work. This is the reason why he used Missy to maybe make the process even better in a way. That could be a very interesting way to do it. It feels more hard work than anything else. That could be very interesting and very comical if done right, at least in my honest opinion. Now let's talk about the next element. Will be I talk about taste. How the taste work of that sort of a special ability. That'll be sort of interesting because I really honestly I wasn't thinking that much about taste. The only way that works if he actually used Miss Seed's sort of leftover experiment liquid, make it sort of like a drink, or maybe that sort of kind of smell get stuck in your taste, like combining scent and taste when you're being sprayed on, or or kiss. But at the same time, that gonna hurt to kiss a lot of people. But at the same time, he is very well known. That could be a really bad idea. That couldn't work. At least a story perspective, because it had to be more sexual, I guess. But it's one of those like, yeah, you can make it work while kissing anyone, but at the same time, you could actually make it work like giving sort of free food or drink, or he is sort of an influencer, a superhero like Missy, selling you a drink, but at the same time, his special ability is selling the drink to make you control yourself or control him at you. In other words, that could be a little weird, but at the same time, that could actually kind of work. A little bit more disturbing than the last sort of things. Oh, just me, I'm being me. If that makes sense. What I mean is probably thinking way too dark or probably thinking way too much of it. But all of that's usually maybe the 5 senses. What you can do about it. Of course, you can be more creative than just focusing on that one kind of sense. You could use all five or combine two or three, like I said before, like maybe smell and taste using that perfume that Misty has to make it work, that ability fully. Or maybe not. Maybe he using everything in his arsenal. Maybe he can actually use his sort of kind of golden shine that he has that could be helped by using the perfume or selling drinks in town to town, making sort of a product that you can trust because Goldheart says so. And that itself could be very good commentary by accident or very smart written that shows how truly disturbed Goldheart really is, that he believes he's doing the right thing, doing this sort of stuff, using his special abilities, going the very extra mile to control people to convince them to stop evil or stop becoming evil, but very really disturbed way. Even that you have to go that dark, like that itself could be a very interesting story to tell because you can easily flip that Donny Hart supposed to be the hero, but Dr. Freud seems more like a hero than the villain. Kind of put that sort of self-adjust viewish now it works. But all of that could be very interesting. In fact, let me ask this question for you: how you do your own version of Golden Heart's special ability, control people. What a sort of type of ability you think could work? Like his eyes, his smell. What sort of a sense you think works better for that type of character? Tell me down below. Let me know. Now I got nothing really else to say. Just thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and have a wonderful day. Bye.